Hi guys, it is Aegis here, and today I'm here with a Reindeer deck profile. This deck profile is a budget deck, so I will be using some lower cost cards to build this deck. So let's get into the deck profile. Starting Vanguard, I'm running the new starter. Skill is to counterblast one and put this unit into the soul. When this unit boosts and the battle ends, if you have a Reindeer Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, then you can select one of your Regard to bounce back to your hand and then call 2 units to empty Regard circle. So it is a very good combo card to build up your line. And next I'm running 4 of the old Reindeer. For simple reasons, it is a Reindeer deck, so you do need to use Reindeer for the new Reindeer skill, so it is there. And there are many cards that requires naming Reindeer, for example the starter. That's why you need as much as possible. Next I'm running 4 of the new Reindeer. I've been playtesting it quite a while, and the skill is quite hard to get, but let's get into the skill. First skill is in the Vanguard circle, and once per turn, when you drive check a grade 3 card, then you may pay the cost, which is put 1 card from your hand to your soul. If you do, then select one of your Regard, up to 1 of your Regard, and bounce back to hand. And then if in your soul or in the trigger zone you have the old Reindeer, then you will get drive +1. So it helps you to get an extra drive if you get her in the soul or in the trigger zone, and when you check a grade 3. So when you drive check a old Reindeer, then you will simply just get that effect off, and you get soul charge in a way. And the second skill is as a Regard to counterblast 2. If you drive check a Reindeer card, so basically old Reindeer or the new Reindeer, then at the end of the battle, if this unit is still standing, then you may pay the cost. If you do, then move this unit to the Vanguard circle, but this turn the drive will be -1, so instead of a twin drive, you will only get 1 drive check. So what you can do with this card is you have her to be on the Regard circle and perform the drive check. If by any chance you get a crit, then you can put all effects on her as a Regard, because you don't have to hit to do her skill, and the skill is moving, so you can just, for example, attacking your opponent using a perfect guard, then you can put all the effects on here and then move her to the center, become the Vanguard. Because it's standing, so you can still attack with all the effects that you gain. The effects is really hard to pull off actually, because you need to drive check a Reindeer card, so you will only have 8. If you have draw them all, then it will be very hard to pull off the effects. Let's get into the grade 2. I'm running 4 Robel. The skill is first in the trigger zone, if you have a Reindeer Vanguard, then this card's grade will be +1. So instead of a grade 2, it will be a grade 3 card in the trigger zone, which helps both Reindeer to get the effects off to do different stuff. And the second skill is as a Regard to soul +1 and put this unit to the bottom of your deck. If this unit hits the Vanguard and you have a Reindeer Vanguard, then you may pay the cost. If you do, then draw 2 cards and shuffle your deck. So it helps you to recycle her as a grade 3 unit back to your deck. And since you will be shuffling, then there's another chance that you will drive check her again and use the effects of as a grade 3 for the reindeers. And next I'm running for Rabra. Seriously, I don't like to run 4, but at this stage I think 4 is fine, but I would prefer to use 3 if I have more other options. Let's get into a skill, which is to Soul Blast 1. If you drive check a grade 3 card and have a Raindeer vanguard, then you make pay the cost. If you do, select up to 1 card from your hand, call to the empty regard circle, and in the turn, this unit and the unit that gets called will have 2000 power. So she's good as a sudden strike, or maybe if you by any chance drive checking a booster and then into a grade 3, then this the place you use a skill to call the booster at her back and then both get plus 2k, then you might get a bigger number, but it really depends, and you might not have that much units to call out if you have a full field, so that's why I don't like to run that much. But for now, 4 is okay. And enter to the next card, which is 2 of the Vita, new card from this set. The skill is first a harmony skill, and second a GB1 and Soul Blast 1 skill to put this unit back to your hand. At the start of every turn's main phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, select a grade 1 or lower unit from your hand and call into an empty regard circle, and if you have a grade 4 or higher vanguard, then you can counter charge 1. So I use her mainly for the counter charge chance, just in case if I need it. A very simple toolbox card and helps you rebuild the field, because sometimes you want something to attack opponent's regard and she's there, and then if the next main phase, then you can just bounce her back. Even if you don't counter charge, then you can rebuild the field after, or maybe you can do it on your main phase, then jump and then rebuild the field. And next I'm running one of the old duo card. The skill is when this unit as a regard is bounced back to your hand, and if you have a Bermuda triangle vanguard, then you will soul charge 1 and counter charge 1. So putting her in just as another counter charge option toolbox, because the new Reindeer is using 2 counter blasts, and for example the G units may use counter blast as well, so it's always good to have more chances to put more souls in, also to counter charge. So here are all the grade 2s, and let's get into the grade 1s. So I'm running for Suifa, I think this is how she's called. This is the ace card in the deck. The skill is, if in the back or front, if you have the old Reindeer, which is this, that's normally how you will set this up, then this card will get plus 1k. So you are making your old Reindeer into a 11k booster, 11k vanguard or regard as an attacker, and because it didn't state any grades, so even if you strike on a G unit, the 1k extra will still be gained, so it's very good. And the second skill is only activating at the back row. If you drive check a grade 3 card, and if you have a Reindeer vanguard, then in this battle this unit will get the following skill. After the battle ends. If you have a unit that is in the same in front of you or back of you, then it's empty, so you can't have any cards in front if she's at the back, which you will have to use the skill. So the front will be empty, and then you can move this unit to an empty regard zone and then stand her, and this turn this unit will get plus 4k. So so this card basically you will use another reindeer there and then bounce her when you drive check grade 3 or anything, and then after the battle ends, then she will stand and move up as a 11k attacker. So you can use her to do more attacks or doing different combos, or maybe even call another unit out, for example using this and hit again and do different combos. So that's why she's very good in the deck. And next I am running 3 of the new card Rebel. Her skill is same as the grade 2 in the trigger zone. If you have a Raindeer Vanguard, then this card grade will be this time +2 into a grade 3. So it's another chance that helps you to get grade 3 cards, because as you can see I'm running only 8, so putting more chances is always good. And the second skill is to put this unit at the bottom of your deck. If you drive check a grade 3 card, and when you have a Raindeer Vanguard, then you may pay the cost. If you do, draw 1, shuffle your deck, and then counter charge 1. So it's another counter charge option, drawing power, and also recycling. I'm running 3 because I don't see myself using her second skill that much. I would rather let her stay on the field or in my hand and then call her out to do different sudden attacks, because it's a 7k, so very good number. That's why I'm running 3 instead of 4, but I think that's fine. And next I'm running 3 Strife Order. Since you will be using the grade 3 cards a lot, for example you will need the new Reindeer as a regard to do the moving to the vanguard circle for the effects, and you will need Reindeer, for example, for her to use the skill. So there may not be a lot of chances that you can actually discard a grade 3 for stride. So having 3 Strife Order, I think is very important. You just make sure you can stride, more options. And 2 I don't think is enough, but 4 will be too much, because the other cards are very good to use and they are very good attackers. So I would rather run 3 as a good number. And next I'm running 4 of the new Perfect Guards. So she only can activate her Perfect Guard skill when you call her to the Guardian Circle from your hand. So to make sure you don't suddenly like bounce her from somewhere and then move her to the Guardian Zone. If you don't call her from your hand, then that's not gonna work. And she also has a second skill, which is in every turn ends, if this unit is in harmony, then you can pay the cost, which is discard 1 card. If you do, then you can put her back to your hand. So you can call her, call another unit, for example call her, and then call her. Then after you attack at the turn ends, then you can discard a card and get her back to your hand. So it gives you options to place this card on the field and get her back to your hand. which is very nice because you don't have so much like booster all the time, and sometimes you only have your perfect guard but you don't want to place her on the field, because once you placed, then unless you bounce by other card effects, then she will stay there. But this card you can just try to bounce by her own effects. And since it is a budget build, so I'm not using perfect card Gs or any like older perfect cards because they might be expensive, but this one, because many people are cracking cases, so they are actually quite cheap to get. And here are all the great ones. For triggers, I'm running 8 crates, 4 stands, and 4 heals. Because if you noticed, both Reindeer are not limit break restricted or generation break restricted, so you don't have to wait your opponent to build your field or wait them to do anything. You can just finish them off as soon as possible. If you don't like stands, you can run 12 crate, but I like to put stands just in case I can do some early pressure, because when your opponent can't simply guard your stuff, and you can just attack for a 7k and then stand again when they are grade 1, and then attack again with 5k plus, so they normally can't guard, and it's very good to give them pressure in the early game so that they have to keep guarding, like when you're on grade 3 or when you're striding. Yeah, that's why. And if you notice, these 3 set of triggers, they are related to each other. They are from the EBO2 very old set. The skill is, for example, this one you will need the heal on the field, then it will be 7k. This you will need a draw trigger, which I don't have any in this deck. And for the heal trigger, as long as you have the crit, then you can get her 3k power. So they are here for just in case if you don't have anything, only triggers, then you can just place them if you can get them into a 7k, because 7k plus 4 is 11, which is just enough power to hit most of the stuff. That's why they are there. And because Bermuda is good at bouncing cards, so it is always not a bad idea to place them on the field and then bounce them back to your hand and then use them for guarding. That's why I'm picking them. No draws, because I don't think the deck needs draw, and it's not good if you draw into any of these, because you want them to be on the drive check. And yeah, that's why. So let's enter the G zone. First, I'm running 1 Sabreeze. You may argue because I'm only running like Vida as a GB card, so you don't actually need this card. But you can normally strike this unit just as a vanilla to attack, and if your opponent is like not riding great sucking you, then there's a chance that you can counterblast 2 and drop 1 card to do the stride, so for another 3 cards. So you can see it as a hand exchange if you need, and when your opponent great suck you, of course. So that's why it's here. And next I'm running the rare from last set. The skill is when this unit attack hits the vanguard, then you can select one of your rare card, bounce it to your hand, and call 1 unit from your hand, and then that unit will be plus 3k. So very simple bouncing card you need to do the effects, and then call another one for another attack. And next I'm running 3 rain element. This card is actually very important in the deck. The skill is when this unit appears in the vanguard circle, if you have a heart that is originally 10k or lower, then you can select a grade 3 card from the drop zone and add to your hand. So why this is important, because most of the time you will be riding the old Raindeer, and because as I said before, you don't want to drop the grade 3 cards into the drop zone for striding, but having the rain element, then you can stride and then pick another grade 3 back to your hand. So it is very helpful. You don't waste any resources, and for example, like you have her striding using this as a cost, and then you can get her back and play on the field. So very important card to be using in the deck, and since it's get reprinted in the comic booster, I think it is slightly cheaper to use. Yeah, that's why it's there. And next I'm running to Olivia. This one is the reprinted rare version. The skill is to counterblast 1 and personal flip Olivia. If these units attacks the vanguard, then and your G zone has 1 or more face-up card, then you will pay the cost. If you do, select up to 5 of your regards. If the selected units are all having different names, so you can't have the same name to be selected, then bounce them all to your hand. If you bounce 3 or more, then select up to 2 units, call them 1 in the front, 1 at the back at different circle, and then in this turn this unit will get +1 critical. So if you are Bermuda players, then you will know how important Olivia is, and since she's getting reprinted, so the price is slightly lower. I'm running 2 because I'm like hoping to keep the deck as budget as possible. So if you want to run 4, you can. For example, you can take 2 of these out, but I think 2 for a sudden strike will be good enough. Or if you are going to combo with different bouncing effects, then you can just So enter to the G Guardians. I'm running 2 of the new G Guardians and 2 of the G Guardians. So the FC one, what you have to do is you have to show 1 hand to your opponent if that card has the same grade as 1 of the unit on your field. So it could be a 3, 2, 1 or 0, then it will be a 20k shield. So very simple to use, but you might not have the unit to show that has the same grade on the field. So yeah, 2 is good. And the new one, the skill is if this unit appears in the guardian circle, then select 1 of your regard, bounce to your hand. If you do, then select 1 card from your hand and call to the guardian circle. If the unit that gets called to the guardian circle has the same name as the unit that bounced by this card effect, then in the battle it will be a 20k shield. So what good about this card is, for example, if you bounce a crit to your hand and then just call the crit out, then it will be a 30k guarding. So it helps you tune the guarding power, and very simple to use. What you have to do is just bounce something and then just call them out, then you can get the extra guarding power. And since you are bouncing units on your field, so you are not actually using any of your hand except paying the heal trigger to call this card out, so it is good. And next I'm running 1 screw. just in case you need high guarding power, then discard a card to get a 25k shield is always helpful. And next I'm running Dark Element to protect your units, because you will be facing decks like Kagero or maybe some other decks that likes to attack your Reguard. Then if you think that Reguard is important, then use the Dark Element and protect yourself. Yeah. Okay, so let's try to see how you can do combos with this deck. So for example, you have your Vanguard, you have your Reguard, you have your Reguard, you have her, you have her, and you have her. Let's move with this. So this is your field, and you strike into Olivia. Assume your attack will hit. So for example, you attacked and attacked and attacked and personal. So bouncing 1, bouncing 2, bouncing 3, and then you can call 1 here and 1 here. So that's the end of the Olivia skill, and you get a crit. And then when you drive check, for example, you're getting 1 heal, 1 whatever, and 1 grade 3. Then this skill and this skill will be waiting, and you can put the heal effects to here. So what you do next is first moving her by paying the cost, and Olivia will go back to your G zone, and this will stand and move, and then use her skill, pay the cost, bouncing 1, and you can call 2. So 1, 2. So for now it's a 16k Vanguard. It's a 9k, 11k plus 7k will be 18. Then you can attack again and attacked. If this case, for example, you only drive checking 1, then for example that, just for example, then use the skill, put this card in, drive check another one. For example, just put something here, like drive check this. That's your extra drive. But before that, because you drive check a grade 3, so you can use a skill, which to soul +1, and you can call a unit from your hand. Both this will be +2, so it will be a 20k attack line. So for example, if you drive check this, then nothing happens. If you drive check a heal or a stand or a crit, then you can just put the power here, then you have another attack line. Or this time, assuming the attack will not hit, so let's place the same field out, and Olivia. So same thing, attacked, and attacked, and then use the Olivia skill. But this time your opponent perfect guard, so it bounces the same, because you never know your opponent is going to full guard you or not, so it's better to keep her there. So let's get into drive check. For example, you need to call 2 units back first, so calling 2, and enter the drive check. For example, first you get a crit, then you put all the effects here, and second you get a grade 3, so this will be active, this will be active, and you drive check into something else. So after the drive check, you will do the same thing, moving her here, and you will place her up, and then attack again, but this time it will be a 16k with crit, so your opponent may need to guard, and for example if they are, then you drive check another reindeer, then use the skill, put this card, or maybe if you have a reindeer, then you can put something else like this into the soul, bouncing one, and then add another drive check. So in this case, then you can drive check another card, and if there's any more power, you can give it to her and make her a 16k attacker. Even if you don't, you still have a 11k attacker. So that's how the deck will work. Yep. So there's a lot of like combos that you can try in this deck. For example, using the rare to bounce something and suddenly call something, or just like Olivia doing combos for even if you hit or not. But if you know your opponent has a perfect guard and you're still going to use Olivia, then you can simply also bounce your starter, because you know it won't hit, so why not just bounce her back as a 10k shield, or calling her as a booster, so if you have any other chance to get hit, then you can pay the cost. For example, after this attack, you call it this like this, or if by any chance you have a unit like here or this, then you attack and then hit, and then you can bounce another one or another line and do whatever you want. So it really can do a lot of combo, but the main thing is you need to actually drive check grade 3s or drive checking reindeer basically. So I think that's all I have. Have any comments want to say, or you think some other cards is better? Maybe I'm open to discussion, so let me know. And yeah, this is all I have for today. I might have more deck profiles in the future. I'm planning some, but yeah, it may take time. So before that, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.